Good morning, students. Once again, I come to you in this through this video to discuss. Today, we will discuss the new lesson, lesson 5, the Delhi Sultanate. On page 39, you take. For that, you need to take the book, history book, and the pencil in hand. This is must. Without book, please don't see the video. Simply listening and forgetting. This you will not understand anything. So you need to take the book in hand while we discuss. Okay. So when I discuss, you see the things that are there, the points, and underline. Okay. That's why I always insist you to take pencil in hand. So let's come. So in previous lesson, that is in Turkish invasion, what had happened is that there were three main Turkish invaders. Okay, who were they? Number one was Muhammad bin Qasim. Then comes Mahmud of Ghazni. He plundered, looted, and went back. Next comes the Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori comes. He comes to establish his kingdom, but he did not continue to be in India. So he established his kingdom and then handed over his this part of his province. This was province for him. He was the ruler of Ghor in Afghanistan. So once he established his province in India, he handed it into the hands of his able general Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, you see that where it is written, where it is written, yes. Page number 35. Page number 35. It says that Ghori defeated him. Who? Jajan Singh. So Ghori defeated him in 1194 and left Qutbuddin as his viceroy in Kanauj. Qutbuddin Aibak as his viceroy. That means deputy governor general. That he was the ruler. He was the vice ruler. That means. So he was the viceroy in Kanauj, and then he went back to Ghor, Afghanistan. Then what happens then? After that, so this Indian province of Ghor Empire came into the hands of completely in the hands of the what called Qutbuddin Aibak. And so in the absence of Muhammad Ghori, in reality I am telling you, Qutbuddin Aibak, the able soldier or able general and the viceroy now established the Delhi Sultanate. And therefore, but what happened? Because he was a slave, he was a minister, he was the viceroy, so he ruled this part of India in the name of Muhammad Ghori. So historians, they say that Muhammad Ghori was the real founder of the Delhi Sultanate, not Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, but who was working? Qutbuddin Aibak was working in the name of viceroy, in the name of Muhammad Ghori. So the victory of Muhammad Ghori in the second battle of Tarin in 1192 led to the foundation of Delhi Sultanate, which ruled significant part of India at the height of the power from 1206 to 1526 CE. So this was the period of the establishment of the Delhi Sultanate. So, in absence of Muhammad Ghori, who Qutbuddin Aibak was ruling them. This period saw the rule of five powerful dynasties. So, this rule, that is 1206 to 1526, this period of time saw various rising and falling of different dynasties. So, how many dynasties ruled Delhi Sultanate? There were five dynasties. First one was Slave dynasty, second Khalji dynasty, third Tughlaq dynasty, fourth Sayyid dynasty, and the last one was Lodi dynasty. Okay, 1526, very important date, very important date. That is the last rule of the Delhi Sultanate. So, let us come to discuss now what is this slave dynasty. First one, therefore, slave dynasty. Why it is called slave dynasty and all that? Now we will read. Slave dynasty. So, Delhi Sultanate was established by Muhammad Ghori by under the leadership of his slave or able general Muhammad Qutbuddin Aibak, and so he was not there. So now the establishment. Muhammad Ghori died in 1206, leaving no heir to the throne. He had no successor to the throne, and so it was easy handing over of the Delhi Sultanate into the hands of Qutbuddin Aibak. So always says Qutbuddin Aibak. So Qutbuddin Aibak was his most trusted lieutenant. Lieutenant. See how it is read this. Lieutenant. F sound comes. Lieutenant. It's not lieutenant, but lieutenant, commander, and viceroy. These are the titles. Lieutenant general, commander in general, commander in chief, and viceroy. These are the three titles given to him. He was also Ghori's slave. So he was a slave. By nature, by his service, he was a slave. After the second battle of Tarin, Ghori had put Aibak in charge of his Indian conquest and gave him the power to act in his absence. I have already explained. He also wanted Aibak to succeed him in India. As a result, after Ghori's demise, that means his death, Qutbuddin rose to the throne. He became the ruler, he became the king, and became the first ruler of the slave dynasty. In fact, first ruler of the Delhi Sultanate. It was called the slave dynasty because he was a slave. Qutbuddin Aibak was a slave, and many of his successors also were slaves. Either they were slaves or they were sons of the slaves. This dynasty was also called the Mamluk dynasty. Mamluk means slave in Arabic. Okay, so someone owned. Mamluk means slave or under somebody, or someone owned him. So that this much you should understand.